Welcome again, students. In today's video, we will be looking at the Grade 3 Language Arts Diagnostic Test, and this is the past paper review for June 2021. There are 60 questions. I'll see if I'll be able to record all. If it doesn't take too long, then I'll do it in one video. If not, this video will be in two parts. All right, so let's get to the instructions. Again, as I explained, the test has 60 questions and each question has 3 answer choices. You're going to read each question and answer choice carefully. There's only one correct answer to each question. You're going to choose the best answer. It is important that you try your best to answer all the questions. Let's get to question 1. All right, again, guys, I'll try to make it as big as possible so that you can see everything on the screen at the same time. You know, some of you might be using those smaller devices, so try to make it as big as possible. Let's see if this works. Okay. All right, so question 1 says, which letters give the sound at the end of the word roast? Okay, is it option A, O-A, O? Is it B, or is it C, st? Okay, which letters give the sound at the end of the word roast? The answer is C. Okay, those letters, ST. So let's, all right, let me do it a little bit smaller. Okay, the answer is C. Question 2, question 2, which word has the same sound as A in draw? Is it A, taught, B, way, or C, away? The word that has the same sound as A would be taught. AU says A, just like AW also says A. The answer is A. Now, which word, let me bring it up first. Which word, question 3, which word has a long O sound? Is it slot, B, boat, or C, plow? Which word has a long O sound? And of course, the answer is B, boat. Okay, you have 2 vowels beside each other. First vowel makes a long sound. The second vowel is silent. All right, question 4. Which word has the silent W? Option A, west, B, whistle, and C, right. Okay, so W is silent before letter R, okay? So the answer is C, right. The W doesn't make a sound in that word. All right, question 5. Which of the following words, I have to make this a little bit smaller. All right, so in which of the following words is the vowel controlled by the W? All right, in which of the following words is the vowel controlled by the W? All right, so a lot of you may be used to R-controlled vowels. So vowels can also be controlled by a W. And when we say control, it means that the vowels will not make their usual sound. Okay, they're modified. The sound changes when they are followed by, in this case, a W, or when it's followed by R and sometimes some other letters. Okay, so let's look at them. A says grown, B, welcome, C, worship. Okay, so in the first case, if we look at what the rule would say, when you have one vowel, okay, it's a closed syllable, then the O should have made the short sound, but because of the W, it says O. It makes the long sound, grown. Okay, so the vowel sound is being controlled by the W in option A. But let's look at the others. Welcome. All right, the E is not being controlled. The sound is the regular sound that it would make. It's not being controlled by the W. And in option C, the vowel is actually being controlled by the R, not the W, okay? So the O makes, it doesn't make its usual sound, but it's because it's being controlled by the R and not the W. So in option A, the vowel O is being controlled by the W. So the answer is A. Question 6. Which word has a cluster in the initial position in the sentence below? She says she sells seashells by the seashore. So which word has a cluster? So what's a cluster? It's a group of usually consonants, two or more consonants, and usually they would, you'd still hear the individual sounds. But in terms of the possibilities and the answers, the options here, then the only word that has a cluster would be A, she, okay, the S and the H. All right, so the answer is A. Question 7, which word is correctly spelled? Is it A, doctor, B, teacher, C, fair? All right, both A and B, those are spelled incorrectly. The correct spelling for doctor is D-O-C-T-O-R. The correct spelling for teacher is T-E-A-C-H-E-R. The only word there that's spelled correctly is fair. All right, question 8, which word is correctly spelled? A, tourism, B, tourism. Of course, they're different, the only correct spelling here for is tourism. It's C. Okay, the others are not correct. All right, question 9. How many syllables are in the word believe in? All right, so there are different ways you guys can, usually they say put your hand under your chin, and every time your jaw drops, then that's a syllable. Some people do the tapping or, all of that. So how many syllables are in the word believe in? Remember, guys, each syllable can only have one vowel sound. Yes, you may have two vowels together, but they should not be making their own sound. They should have one vowel sound. So, how many syllables are in the word believe in? Believing. All right, so that would be 3. All right, let's get to question 10. Which word has the same number of syllables as the word nutrition? So nutrition has 3 syllables. So which word has 3 syllables? Is it dentist, family, or cardiologist? The answer is B, family. All right, question 11. Which prefix will change the meaning of the word healthy? Prefix, we add them to the beginning of words. They usually change the meaning of the words. In this case, which prefix would we add to the word healthy to change its meaning? And the prefix is on. We say unhealthy, which would make it the opposite of the word healthy. Question 12. Which word correctly completes the sentence? There are blank mangoes in the bucket. Okay, so 8, hate, or 8. And the correct answer, we're looking for a number, and that's the number 8. So the answer is A. Question 13, read the sentence below, then select the meaning of the underlined word. My grandfather dozes off a lot on the couch. He's awake 1 minute, then asleep the next. Okay, so we're going to see which option has the same meaning as dozes. So he dozes off a lot on the couch. He's awake 1 minute and asleep the next. So dozes, does that mean counts to a dozen, falls into a light sleep, or snores? All right, so he dozes off a lot means he falls into a light sleep because he's awake 1 minute and asleep the next. So he's not sleeping very deeply. So the option is B. Question 14. In which sentence does the word fly mean moving through the air? A. I fly my new kite every day after school. B. A fly was buzzing outside my window. C. Another name for a zipper is a fly. So we're looking for the word that we're looking for fly being used as a verb, moving through the air. That's a verb. In B, that's a noun. And in C, that's also a noun. So A, I fly my kite. That means you're moving the kite through the air. So the option, the answer is A. Question 15. What is the opposite of the underlined word in the sentence below? The boy was punished for being the most disciplined student. All right, what's the opposite of the underlined word? So what is the opposite of disciplined? It would, of course, be the word, and when you place the prefix in front of it, it makes it the opposite. So option is A, indisciplined. Okay? And again, guys, you have to read the questions carefully. But sometimes if you don't read carefully, then you might end up doing something that you shouldn't, or selecting an answer that you shouldn't. All right, question 16. Which homonym correctly completes the sentence below? Blank mother decided not to take them on the road with her because it is not safe for them. Okay, there. They all sound the same. They're spelled differently. They have different meanings. The correct answer is B, there. And it would be a good idea for you guys to go look at the different meanings for these words, because these are words that are often misused. Okay, so you have to go check out the meanings for these. 17. What does the word caution in the picture below mean? Does it mean be careful, don't walk, or wet floor? All right, so caution, it's telling you to be careful, okay? Because even in the picture, it says wet floor under it. So it wouldn't be meaning wet floor if you still have wet floor there. It's telling you to be careful. So the answer is A. Question 18. Which phrase correctly completes the sentence below? I blank want to go to school today, cried Mark. I do not want to go to school today. I is not want to go to school today. I am not want to go to school today. Correct answer, I do not want to go to school today. Question 19. Which word correctly completes the sentence below? Your blank have grown. You need new shoes. Is it your foot have grown? Your foot have grown? Your feet have grown. All right, so you see you need new shoes. So it definitely has something to do with your feet, but the plural for foot is not feet, and it says your have grown, meaning it's a plural. So the answer is C. That's the plural for the word foot. Your feet have grown. You need new shoes. Question 20. Which word correctly completes the sentence below? Jason considers himself an or a blank because he played a role in one movie. Does he consider himself an actress, a actor, or a teacher? All right, so who is Jason? Jason, that's typically, and of course, they use the pronoun himself. So that will tell us that it's a male, right? So the masculine form would be actor. Actress would be for female. And of course, it's not a teacher because he played a role in a movie. So he considered himself an actor. That's the correct response. Which of the following is a proper noun? Is it town, fruit, or Kingston? What are proper nouns? Proper nouns are special names given to nouns, of course. So usually they begin, of course, not usually, they begin with capital letters. So the three options are all nouns. Well, Kingston, that's a proper name for given to a place. It's a special name given to a place. And so it's spelled with a capital letter. So our answer is C. Question 22 and 23 are going to select the pronoun in each sentence. Question 22, John and I will be playing on the same team. Okay, what's a pronoun? Usually a pronoun is used in place of a noun, it's a substitute for a noun. So the John, team, I, which of those is the pronoun? I. So instead of calling your name, your own name, you say I. I is the pronoun there. Team is a noun. John is also a noun. All right, question 23. Those mangoes look nice and juicy. What's the pronoun here? All right, so again, there are different categories of pronouns, okay? Mangoes would be a noun, so that's not a pronoun. And look, that's a typical verb. So again, that's not also a pronoun. The word those, that's called a demonstrative pronoun. Okay? And so the answer is B. Question 24. Which conjunction correctly completes the sentence below? I really wanted to go to the park. Blank, it was raining. What's a conjunction? It joins, you can join ideas, you can join two sentences together, two phrases. Okay, so pretty much a conjunction is a joining word. All right, so I really wanted to go to the park. That's one statement. It was raining. That's the other statement. So what could we use to join both? I really wanted to go to the park, but it was raining. So the answer is C, but. Question 25. Which verb correctly completes the sentence below? It, blank, a very good match. Both teams played well. It were a good match. It was a good match. It did a very good match. The answer is B, was. It's one match, so it couldn't be were. And it's not correct to say did. The only correct response there is was. All right, question 26. Which word shows the correct way to write the past tense of the underlined word in the sentence? Past tense. Ramon bring his pet goat to school today. So which word shows the correct way to write the past tense? What's the past tense of the word bring? That's brought. Okay, so the answer is B, brought. A is actually the past tense of the word buy. Question 27. Which word correctly completes the sentence below? Yesterday, my dog, Rover, blank up my favorite shoe. Is it A, chewed, B, chew, C, chewed? Okay, so yesterday it happened, so of course that's in the past tense. And the correct way to write the past tense for the word chew would be to add ed. So the correct answer is C, chewed, with the ed. Question 28. Which word correctly completes the sentence below? The bell had blank several times before we heard it. The bell had rang, the bell had rung, the bell had ring. Okay, so again, when we're looking at present tense, past participle, but that there is the had, that's pretty much the helping verb, and it indicates that it should be the past participle. So the bell had rung. That would be the correct word. Question 29. Which phrase correctly completes the sentence below? We will not be going to the party because she blank invited us. Was it we will not be going to the party because she had not invited us? She did not invited us. She have not invited us. So it's she had not invited us. Okay, if it did not, it would have been she did not invite us, not invited us. And the correct answer is A. Question 30. Which word correctly completes the sentence below? Susie will blank the basket of fruits for Mr. Brown. Susie will carry the basket of fruits. Susie will carry the basket of fruits. Susie will carry. The answer is C, carry. Actually, future tense. All right, which sentence is the plural? Question 31. Which sentence is the plural form of the one given in the box? I run to school every morning because I am always late. So we're going to try to change all the nouns and the verbs to their plural form, okay? So is it we run to school every morning because we are late? We are always late. We run to school every morning because we are always late. He runs to school every morning because we are always late. So it says I run. So what would be the plural for I run? It would be we run. Not we ran, that's in the past tense. So that's not the same as what the sentence is saying above. And it's not we runs because runs would be the singular form of the verb run. So the answer, we run because we are always late. The answer is A. Question 32. Look at the picture and use it to help you complete the sentence in question 32. All right. The cat is blank the table. All right. That one is pretty obvious. The cat is under the table, not beside, not over, but under the table. Moving along. I don't know if we're able to complete, but we're out more than halfway the paper, so just gonna continue to see if we can complete everything within a reasonable time. But of course, guys, if I make this into one video, then you can always pause the video at a certain point if you get too tired, and then you can always come back to finish it at a later time. Question 33. Which word correctly completes the sentence below? Akeem allowed the other two boys to climb over the wall because he was the blank of all of them. All right, so Akeem allowed the other two boys. So here we are comparing three boys, Akeem and two other boys. So when we're doing comparison with three, shorter, shortest, he would be the shortest since we're comparing three. If it was two, then it would be use the shorter. But since it's three, then it's shortest. Or more than three, then it's shortest. All right, so question 34. Which conjunction would best complete the sentence below? Julie was cooking dinner while, oh, there, I put the answer in. Julie was cooking dinner, blank, her mother was preparing the table. This showed teamwork. So Julie was cooking dinner while her mother was preparing the table. Not when her mother or but her mother, but while. Show teamwork, they were doing it together. The answer is A, while. All right, question 35. Which sentence correctly describes the diagram below? All right, so we see 3 red marbles and 2 blue marbles. All right, so A, there are more red marbles than blue marbles. There are more blue marbles than red marbles. There's an equal number of red marbles as there are blue marbles. So of course, C is incorrect. All right, the numbers are not equal. So which has more? Is it red or blue? Red is more, so A is correct. There are more red marbles than blue marbles. Question 36. Which words could be used to make the sentence plural? This mango will fall from the tree in no time, said Tony. So what would make the sentence plural? Instead of saying this mango, would you say these mangoes, them mangoes, that mango? That mango, again, the word mango is still in singular, so that's not correct. Them mangoes, not mangoes, the word mangoes is not even spelled correctly in the plural form. You add es to the word mango to make it plural, and the plural of this would be these. So the answer is A, these mangoes. Question 37. Which word is used to describe texture in the sentence below? The brown, rusty leaves cover the driveway. Which word is used to describe texture? Is it brown, covered, or rusty? And based on the options here, texture, I would think rusty is the most appropriate choice. So the answer is C, rusty. Question 38. Which word in the sentence below is an adverb? Kevin carefully read the instructions on the box. Is it carefully read or box? All right, so the word box is a noun. Read, or read, would be the verb. Carefully would be the adverb. What's an adverb? It's a word that usually describes either an adjective or a verb. I think for grade 3 students, we would say it modifies or it describes the verb. So it tells us how the action is being done, and it's carefully reading. So the adverb would be carefully, and most adverbs end with ly. So on the safe side, if you see a word that ends with ly, then most likely it's an adverb. Which word best completes the sentence? Roy's knee was blank hurt from the fall. Roy's knee was badly hurt from the fall. Roy's knee was so hurt from the fall. Roy's knee was worse hurt from the fall. The correct answer is badly. Okay? How was it hurt? Badly. Again, it's describing the verb. All right, so question 40. Which punctuation mark correctly completes the sentence? Will we be going to the heritage site on the day of the field trip? Okay, so do we end that with a comma, a full stop, or a question mark? And the correct answer would be C. So asking a question, will we be going? Will we? So that's a question, so we end with a question mark. All right, question 41. Which word would most likely begin a sentence that ends with a question mark? She, they, or when? Okay, when, where, why? Those are all words that can be used to begin sentences that would end with a question mark. So the correct answer is when. C. All right, we're moving along. I think we can perhaps do this in one part. If when I'm editing, I see where we need to do 2 sections, I'll do that. But let's just continue. Question 42. Which word best completes the sentence? Blank, you know where I can find the principal. Okay, so which word completes that sentence best? Do you know where I can find the principal? When you know where I can find the principal? Who you know where I can find the principal? The answer is A. Do you know where I can find the principal? Question 43. Which correctly completes the sentence? The teachers were very happy when they learned that the students blank injured in the accident. So was it, how do you correctly write the word weren't? Okay, so weren't, the word weren't is a contraction for the words were not. Okay, so where do we put that apostrophe? Okay, you put it where the missing letter is. So in this case, it would be between the N and the T because the O is missing. Some people might be tempted to put it where the two words should be separated, but it's actually where the missing letter goes. And so the correct answer is B, weren't. All right, question 44. Which word in the sentence should have an S to show possession? Jason toothbrush is kept in a case to protect it from bacteria. Is it case, toothbrush, or Jason? All right, so possession, again, whose toothbrush? Jason's toothbrush. So the S on the word Jason would tell us that he actually owns or possesses the toothbrush. It belongs to him. So Jason's toothbrush. So, oops, wrong place. So the word that should have the S to show possession would be Jason. Jason's toothbrush. All right, question 45. Which word best completes the sentence? The patient sat in the blank chair. Is it in the doctor's chair? The doctor's with the apostrophe outside, or the doctor ES apostrophe? The correct answer is A, a single doctor. Apostrophe goes after the R. Okay, doctors with apostrophe outside would be more than one doctor. And then, of course, it would have been more than one chairs, and you couldn't have one person sitting in more than one chair anyway. So it would be the doctors with the apostrophe S after the R. Question 46. Which sentence is correctly punctuated? Yes, I passed, shouted Sam when he got his exam results. All right, so just by looking at this, it's obvious that 2 of these could not be the answer. Okay, because remember, the quotation marks would just enclose the actual speech, what was actually said. So it's not everything in the sentence was said. The only thing that was said was what Sam shouted. And when he said, yes, I pass. So those words would be the only words that should be enclosed in the quotation marks, not the entire sentence. So option A would be incorrect. Option C would be incorrect for those reasons. Okay, so there are other errors there too, but like I said, the main thing to look at would be where would what was said be enclosed in the quotation marks. And so the only option there that shows it in the correct place is B, not the entire sentence, just what was said. All right, so now we have a passage to read. We're getting to the section where we have some passages to read and answer questions. I'm going to make it a little bit small. Or let me just read through first and then I make it smaller. All right, so it says, read the passage below, then use it to answer questions 47 to 49. Culture is the way of life of a people. Jamaica has a unique culture that is often referred to as a melting pot. This is so because of the different ethnic groups that came to Jamaica at one point or another. Today, we boast of a rich and different culture. As Jamaicans, The way we live shows a little part of each group that came here. We relax in hammocks like the Tainos, use names like Rio Bueno because of the Spanish, and play games such as cricket and football because of the English. Our African ancestors gave us words like nyam and brata and have us laughing to Anansi stories. Jamaica's curry everything. Well, this delicious curry came from the Indians, and rice that we eat almost every day came from the Chinese. Hence our motto, out of many, one people. Now, of course, when you're doing this, guys, in the interest of time, I'm not going to be going back and forth, but in your reading, if you have this paper, then if you need to read it more than once to get your answer, then that's what you do. If you need to pause it so you can read it for yourselves, you can also do that as well. I'm going to be moving on in the interest of time. It says, which title would be the most suitable for the passage? And the answer for that is B, Jamaica's culture. It's all about talking about the culture of Jamaica and the different things that we got from the different people who came here, but it's all about Jamaica's culture. All right, question 48. Which of the following is a topic sentence in the passage? Culture is the way of life of a people. Jamaicans curry everything. Today we boast of a rich and different culture. So, of course, you will have to know what that topic sentence is. All right, and it's usually found in the first paragraph. And so let's look back to see what the options are. Culture is the way of life of a people. Jamaicans curry everything. Today, we boast of a rich and different culture. All right, so the answer for this is A, culture is the way of life of a people. It's all about talking about the culture. All right, question 49. What is the main idea of the passage? Is it A, the Africans gave us new words? B, we relax in hammocks? C, Jamaica's culture comes from different places? Okay, and the answer for that is the main idea is that we get our culture, Jamaica's culture comes from different places. All right, question 50 will be from this paragraph. All right, so read the paragraph below, then use it to answer question 50. Devon loved to surprise his mom. He knew she was going to be getting home late from work today, so he made some lemonade for her. He placed it in the freezer because he wanted it to get cold quickly. He then sat down and waited for his mother to get home. He had a cold surprise for her. What would be the most suitable title for the story? Is it Cold Lemonade? Devon's surprise? Getting home. Of course, he loved to surprise his mommy, and he was waiting for her, and he talked about surprise so many. So it would be Devon's surprise. Okay, that's the most suitable title. All right, question 51. Mary got an essay to write about the importance of trees. Which of the following could she use as her topic sentence? Trees help us to have fresh air to breathe. Trees provide shade. I love to sit under the logwood tree. All right, so we're talking about the importance of trees. And so I think A would be a good topic sentence. It helps us to have fresh air to breathe. Okay. All right, another story, and we'll be using it to answer questions 52 to 55. All right, so read the story, then use it to answer questions 52 to 55. The bun eating contest. Omar and his brother Charlie were preparing their snacks. Omar challenged his brother to a bun eating contest. They hurriedly tied the buns with 2 pieces of strings and fastened them to a tree in their backyard. They were moving as quick as lightning. On the count of three, as they were about to take their first bite, Charlie's bun fell and Nip, the dog, grabbed it. Omar dropped to the ground with laughter. What is the correct order of the events in the story? That's question 52. All right. The boys challenge each other. And again, guys, you would have to read it again and again if you need to make sure that you know you're sure of the information. All right, so question 52, which is the correct order of the events in the story? The boys challenged each other. They went to the backyard. The dog ate the bun. The other brother laughed. Or the boys were in the backyard. They packed their lunch. The dogs ate the bun. Omar laughed. Or C, the boys were eating bun. They challenged each other. The dog ate the bun. The bun fell to the ground. Their mother called them inside. All right, so based on what we read, the answer would be A. They challenged each other, then they went to the backyard. Then the dog ate the bun, and the other brother laughed. So it's not that they were in the backyard first. They went to the backyard after they had prepared their lunch. So that one was not in the correct order. It didn't tell us anything about the mother calling them inside or that they were eating bun and then they challenged each other. And it could not have been that the dog ate the bun and then the bun fell to the ground. That's not in the correct order either. So the answer is A. All right, let's get to the next question. Why did Charlie and Omar fasten the strings to the tree? Of course, it didn't tell us in the story why they fastened the string to the tree, but let's see if we could be able to figure out why. To see who could tie the string to the tree first, to watch the bun swing, to complete the competition without touching the bun. So it was a bun eating contest. So of course they didn't want to use their hands, make it a little bit more fun. So they fastened the strings to the tree to complete the competition without touching the bun. Okay. So that would be the reason for them doing that. Question 54. Which text feature was used for the title of the story? Was it bold, italics, or subheading? Let's go back to the bun eating contest. That was in bold. So that's the answer for question 54, bold. Italics would be a certain slant. And it was that subheading that would have been the topic. The title, not a subheading. So the answer is A. All right, 55. Use the story to determine if the statement below is a fact or an opinion. Charlie felt angry when Nip hit the bun. All right, so nothing was mentioned about how Charlie felt when Nip hit the bun. Let's go back to it quickly. All right, his bun fell. The dog grabbed it. Omar dropped to the ground with laughter. There was nothing from the story that told us that Charlie was angry. And then the fact that it didn't even tell us that Charlie said, I felt angry, right? It was just somebody. So it's an opinion that somebody's thinking that because the bun, when the dog ate the bun, it would have been, you must have felt angry, especially since the brother was laughing. But that was not a fact, okay? That's just somebody's opinion, and it wasn't stated actually in the story either. All right, question 56. Which statement could be a supporting detail to the main idea below? Sally went shopping after school one day. All right, so what's a supporting detail to the main idea? Something that would add or make sense to be added to this, okay? Part of this theme. All right, she bought a knapsack for school. She fell asleep at school. Susan's mother left her dog at home. All right, so if she went shopping, then it would be safe to say or possible that she bought a knapsack for school. Okay. Her falling asleep at school would have nothing to do with her shopping or who's Susan that left a dog at home. That doesn't have anything to do with that statement. The answer is A, she bought a knapsack for school. All right, read the poem below, then use it to answer questions 57 to 59. This poem is a poem that I read at school when I was in primary school. So this poem has been a long time. This poem has been around. Who has seen the wind? Who has seen the wind? Neither I nor you. But when the leaves hang trembling, the wind is passing through. Who has seen the wind? Neither you nor I. But when the trees bow down their heads, the wind is passing by. That poem is by Christina Rossetti. All right, question 57. According to the poem, how do we know that the wind is passing through? Is it the leaves tremble, the leaves fall from the tree, or the leaves become dry? Okay. So let's see. Who has seen the wind? Okay, but when the leaves hang trembling, the wind is passing through. So it's when the leaves tremble, we know that when the leaves tremble, we know that the wind is passing through. The answer is A. All right, so question 58. The poem has two sections. What is each section called? Let's look at the two sections. All right, so we see the two sections here. First one had 4 lines. The second section had another 4 lines. All right, so the poem had two sections. What is each section called? All right, so in stories and passages, we would call those sections paragraphs. In poems, they're referred to as stanzas. So each section of the poem is a stanza. That's what we call the sections of poems. All right, what is another word for wind? Is it blow, breeze, or blast? Of course, we know. The answer is breeze. All right, that's another name for wind. All right, let's get to the final question. Read the poem below, then use it to answer question 60. The fat cat. I had a cat who was so fat he could not even sit on his mat. He had a hat that did not fit. He put it on and then it split. All right, in the poem, the words fat and cat in lines 1 and 2 may be identified as rhymes, metaphors, similes. And of course, fat and cat. Those are rhyming words, so the answer is A. All right, so hopefully, guys, after editing, this will be all in one video. Didn't take very long, but like I said, if you guys, if it's too long, then you guys can pause it and then always come back to watch the rest of it. But this is the end of this paper. As usual, guys, please like and subscribe and share and all the things to make sure that your friends have access to this video as well. All right, so see you in the next video.